Hi from Sydney, it's Lynn. Thanks everyone for joining me. So I'm starting from a slightly different spot this morning. So I'm going to be showing you early joiners some different aspects that aren't part of the tour. So before we get into that, hi everyone. Hi Elle, Kirsty and Michelle. Hi Anne, Anna Marie, Sue and Lorna. So what I also want to invite everyone to do, if there's any guides on the tour, please feel free to put your channel links into the chat as well. Let's help each other. So I'm going to turn this around. We're actually going to have a little ferry ride this morning, and before we get to the ferry wharf, this area, I'll just show you some of the interesting aspects of it before we get to the ferry. So we're in a little arcade here called Barangaroo, and I guess every city's challenge is to try and make the concrete, glass and steel more interesting. So they've done this with a bit of a botanical and art theme in this area. So this area is called Barangaroo. Barangaroo was the wife of Bennelong. Bennelong Point is where the Opera House is located. So as we move along this promenade towards the ferry wharf, you'll notice that there's a little bit of art going on with a botanical theme. Hi Martin, hi Melanie, North Wales. So somewhere around, Colwyn Bay or somewhere like that. So this is actually a bank, and they've painted these floral motifs onto the side of the building. And for anyone who is interested, let's just snap this QR code, and you can see this is an art tour. Augmented reality gallery. I must make a mental note to check that out myself a bit later. So we've got everything going on from butterflies on the doors at the entrance to the building, floral wreaths. Hi Sheila, hi Pat, hi Andrea, hi Gail. Oh, it's a nice civilised time there in Vancouver. Some more butterflies. This is BT Bank. Hi Jan. BT. There we go. So yeah, we've got a bit of a financial district here. So we're heading towards Darling Harbour, and all we're looking at is footpath here. Hang on, that's better. So we've got planter boxes at the pedestrian crossing, all with these floral artwork. Hi Aaron, hi Valerie. So what have we got? A butterfly and a bee. Hi in Scotland. To all those who've joined late, I'm starting from a different spot to last week. So last week I actually started on the deck of the James Craig. This time we're actually going to take a ferry. And this is just a little bit of an extra treat for the early arrivals. Looking up this way to my right, we've got James Packer's addition to the skyline, the massive Crown Hotel Tower. A bit controversial, not a lot of people like it. Some more planter boxes. I better get off the road. There was a truck trying to get in behind me. So this area here is called Barangaroo, and it's waterside dining all the way along. I just noticed this interesting little cart over here this morning. I don't know if it's just for decoration or if it's actually used, but it's like a little tea cart. That's a ferry making its presence known. I think it must be just for decoration. All right. So I just need to check out which wharf we need to go from. Is it wharf 1 or wharf 2? Hi Marge, hi Sheila. Beautiful morning in Sydney this morning. Lovely blue skies. Hi, is this the next ferry across to Pyrmont?
7 minutes, there you go.
Oh, that side. Great, thank you. All right, so I just need to tap on with my Opal card. That one will get me in. The gates will let me through. So that's the Catherine Hamlin ferry, named after the doctor who worked with women in Africa post-childbirth. So we're expecting our ferry to come in on this side. So getting a bit of a notice up there on the notice board. Hi Joe, what's it say? Running to a reduced timetable. Okay, and we've got to wear our masks. I'll put my mask on in a minute. So from this point here, we just watch this ferry turn around and move out. Most of the ferries that they're using to go up the river these days are double hulled, and they're recent additions to the fleet. Hi Nancy. All right, we're ready to start in just under a minute. Hi Tariq and Ollie. Just in time. As I was just explaining, we're starting from a different point this morning. Anyone who was with me last week may recognise the James Craig is just across the water there, and we started on the deck of the James Craig last week. It's a gorgeous day, Anne-Marie. This one over here is Captain Cook Cruises. It's used for dining day trips. Okay, let's turn this around. Good morning. Hi from Sydney. Hi everybody who hasn't joined me before. And we're just waiting for the ferry to pull in on Barangaroo Wharf 2, wharf number 2. It shouldn't be too far away. It only takes a couple of minutes to cross over to the other side. Hi Mary Lou. And while we're waiting, before we begin, I'd like to first of all acknowledge that we are meeting today on the lands of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and pay respects to their elders past, present and emerging. So let me turn the camera around. So we're on the shores of Darling Harbour, and they've really packed everything into this space, I can tell you. We've got the National Maritime Museum across the way over there, alongside Pyrmont Bridge. We have hotels, the Sofitel, and where those two cranes are is another new hotel, part of the Marriott Group, under construction still. And then over here we've got the banking district. So we've got Macquarie Bank, and in behind that is the Centrepoint Tower, which was the tallest tower in Sydney. I'm not sure if it still is. It might have been taken over by that big glass construction I showed you a little earlier. We'll get a better look at that as we pull out on the ferry. It looks like the ferry's just coming in now. So you can see that this big glass tower here was kind of a two-part construction, and the crown is that symbol on the smaller of the two towers. So it is actually intended to be a casino, but it hasn't received its casino licenses yet. There's a bit of controversy over whether they're running a clean and reputable organisation. Look at all the cranes on the building beside it. There was some discussion on the Hago Voyages group about cranes in Toronto, and I think we're trying to compete with them as to who's got the most cranes. Oh, I didn't even see it come in. Here we go. This is the Victor Chang. I thought they said it was going to be on the right-hand side. Victor Chang, of course, was a heart surgeon, and he perfected the technique of heart transplant surgery. Canada's official bird. Yes, I saw that discussion, Diana. It's really quiet in the city for a Friday, and I put that all down to COVID. Let me just put my mask on. Hold on. Do this one-handed. Sorry, Anna Marie, I don't understand what that means. What's happening to you? If there's something that looks like it's technical, try refreshing. Otherwise, I'm not sure exactly what it is that's happening. Thanks, Diana. It's my favourite. Let me turn around again. Okay. Just wait to board. See if we can get a nice spot with a good view. Looks like we're allowed to go up front. You never know with these ferries. Sometimes they let you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they make you sit down. Oh, this is an excellent spot. Oh, we can even go up again. Hi, Carol Ann. How are you? My good friend from St. Louis. I'm happy I could show you around my city. One day we'll do it for real. Hi, this is me. I'll take my mask off as soon as we get off the ferry. Right, so we're backing out and we're going to head across the bay just to that little wharf over there. I mean, I could have walked it, but this is part of the tour. Just turning around. Do a slow pan. Hi Karen, hi Jackie. We're just going to head across to that wharf on the other side of Darling Harbour. And on the right hand side we've got the James Craig, which is a 3-masted iron-hulled bark. And on the left hand side we've got the replica of the Endeavour, which of course was Captain Cook's vessel that he landed in Australia in 1770 on. Right, so I'm going back downstairs because we need to get off here. It's gorgeous, Rhonda. Okay, where's the downstairs?
You're travelling on an Emerald-class ferry. All exits on this vessel are clearly marked.
Just trying to see if he's going to turn around.
The exit closest to you. In the unlikely event of an emergency, life jackets can be found under your seat.
Yeah, he sure did.
Storage lockers
He definitely got around.
stored overhead above outside seats.
Okay, I think I need to go down this side.
To correctly wear your life jacket, put it over your head, lock your arms through the straps.
Quick shot of the Endeavour if you want a postcard.
Make sure to wear your life jacket first, then help others. If you need an infant child life jacket, they will be handed out to you
There we
by
go.
a ferry crew member. Follow ferry crew members' instructions in case of emergency evacuation. We want to make your journey safe, so hold on to the rail while moving around the ferry using the stairs.
Hi Mary Lou, hi Anne, hi Carol.
Ensure personal items are stored correctly and are not blocking the island. Be sure to supervise your children at all times. When waiting to alight, clear of the yellow marked
So this is the wharf for the National Maritime Museum. And over here on our right, sorry I did that a bit quick, this is the James Craig. Gorgeous old ship. Oh, just get away from this pole before I lose my hand.
Thank you for your attention to Travel the City Ferry, proudly operated by Transnet.
I wouldn't mind his job. Maybe when I was younger and a bit fitter. It'd be a very pleasant way to spend the day, I think. Righty. Thank you. Okay, so we're not going to go into the museum, of course, but all the vessels around this area are actually part of the museum display. Hi, Katie. I can take my mask off now. And where do I tap off? Okay, just need to tap off. I have what's called a gold opal card because I'm an older person over a certain age and not working full time. I get to have the privileges of cheap discounted travel. The temperature, you asked me. I think we're up in the high 20s. I forgot to check this morning. I think we're up around 28 today. I'm wearing my hat. I'm wearing my sunscreen. I don't usually wear sunscreen. I don't like to. But today I'm not taking the chance. So this is a view with the ferry just departing, the Crown Casino or Crown Hotel building in the background, and the James Craig. The James Craig was first put into service in 1874. It was built in the UK, and it travelled extensively around the world. It went round Cape Horn something like 23 times in its 50-year career. And it was found as a wreck in Tasmania. It took them 40 years to restore it at a cost of something like $30 million. So you were asking me about the names, Mary Lou. This is called the Welcome Wall. Let me just pan across it. This is called the Welcome Wall, and it is a tribute to anyone who migrated to Australia. There's something like 30,000 names on this wall. Of course, it's not everybody. People volunteer to have their names added to the wall. But we've got names from something like 200 countries, which is just about all of them, I reckon. This just gives you a glimpse of some of the names of people who came to Australia as migrants. So obviously we can't look at all of them, but you can see that there are names like Lawson and Varipatis, which I imagine is Greek, O'Sullivan, Anderson, Church. So there's a combination of backgrounds there. Shembri, Roebuck, Rostek, Volk, 200 different countries that people came from to Australia. And this is what the poster in the middle looks like. So you can actually, I think you have to pay to have your name added to the wall. Doesn't apply to me. Well, I guess it does, really. You know, if you go back far enough. My family arrived here in the early 1800s, so I think enough generations have passed that you can pretty well call me an Australian by now. So this is the Endeavour, the replica of the Endeavour. Get a little bit closer and trying to find a good spot where you can take a photo or take a postcard of it. Thanks, Carol Ann. Thanks, Pat. Okay, so where's a good spot to take a good postcard of the Endeavour from? Just want to try and get her all into frame. Can you see the top? I've got something message on my screen. I can't really tell if you've got the entire mast in or not. Let's try and go up a little bit higher for you. How's that? And then if we come around this side, of course you can board all these vessels with consideration to COVID restrictions, of course. Do an Adam shot, Diane? Okay, you ready? For anyone who's not familiar, this is where I turn the camera sideways so that you can turn it around later at your own leisure once you've taken a postcard. So I'm going to do it in 1, 2, 3. The sun is making it really difficult to see if you've got a good shot there. I hope you do. I can see my reflection more than I can what's in the camera. Okay, I'm going back now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. You're welcome. I'm glad that worked out. Okay, so from down here, It's a slightly different aspect with the rigging. We can have a look up into the rigging. There we go. She's quite beautiful, isn't she? Can you imagine sailing? This actually still goes out to sea. You can volunteer and pay to go on board and become part of the crew, and I think it's done 2 or 3 round the world trips. I can't imagine going on that. Okay. We've got some cannons down here.
Have a bit of an insurance, right? Because they know the market, they know what they're doing. They're gonna make sure they don't overpay or get emotional about it. But
I just love hearing people's business conversations as they walk past you on their telephone, don't you? So I'm just trying to read your messages. The light's making it difficult. Remind me of pirate days in northern New York. Sorry, Ahsoka, I had difficulty reading it. The light is making it very difficult. So we've got here a couple of old sailing vessels whose history I don't know. One is called the Kathleen Galette, and then there's a Navy patrol boat over there, alongside HMS Onslow, which is the submarine here. The submarine served as a surveillance vessel, and it used to try and listen in on Russian signals during the Cold War. The ship that's sitting alongside it is the HMAS Vampire, and I have no idea why it's called the HMAS Vampire. Do you think I could find out anywhere why it's called the HMAS Vampire? If anyone's got any suggestions, feel free to pop it in the chat. But we're going to come around and see the HMS Vampire from around the other side of this pavilion. So up above us we have the Harding MCH lifeboat. If you want to take a picture, anyone who's really into boats and things, this is the lifeboat up here. So that's the lifeboat up there. And down here is a vessel called the Crate, Krait. You can see that on top of the, what do you call that, superstructure? Is that what you call the bit on top? Apparently it operated as a spy vessel during World War II out of Singapore. It presented itself as a Japanese fishing vessel, but in actual fact it was spying on them. And next to it is the Pearling lugger called Tribal Warrior, built in 1899. That's this one just here. So we're about to come round to the front view of the HMAS Vampire, which was a naval destroyer. I'm watching out for steps, so if I'm not always talking, it's because I'm concentrating on not falling over. Diane, what are you telling me here? I need to see what you're saying. Name used for destroyers, and all I could find is the first name chosen was Wallace, but then changed to Vampire and launched in 1917. Thanks for looking that up for me. It doesn't really help us at all, does it? I mean, who called it the Vampire and why? It's so strange. So there's people up on it. It does cost to go up there, so maybe I'll do that as another tour another time. See how much it costs and go on board. I might investigate that. Sitting alongside the Vampire is this really pretty little thing. What's this one? What's this one called? Just looking for some information on this one here. Oh, we've got the Vampire, but there's no information on it. But here's the information card for anyone who might be interested. And there's a lovely postcard for you of this one, which I'll get the name of in a moment. Sitting alongside the unnamed vessel is the Duifken, which is Dutch for little dove. This is a replica as well. It's not the actual ship. The Duifken was the first vessel that landed or arrived in Australia. It arrived on Cape York back in 1606. So that was the first European contact with the local Indigenous people here in Australia. Try not to invade on people's privacy here. This is some information on the Duifken for anyone who's interested in the actual details about these vessels. There we go. I'm going to go down over here to see if I can find out what this vessel on the left is. It's so shiny. Hi. What's this one? I couldn't find any card up top.
This one's the Ina.
How do you spell that?
E-N-A.
Ina. Okay.
Yep. And she's an embody in a steam yacht that was built in 1900.
She's what, sorry?
She's an embody in a steam yacht that was built in the 1900s.
Do you want to go in front of camera?
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Hi.
Hi.
So this man's going to tell us about the Ina.
Alright, so my name's Ryan. I'm here at the National Maritime Museum as a volunteer guide. The vessel behind us is the steam yacht Ina.
Everything this man says, I get a free. Every word, I get 20%.
Fantastic.
$1 a word.
$1 a
Away
word.
you go.
That's alright.
We've got teamwork happening here.
So she's an embody in a steam yacht that was built in the 1900s by a fellow who named the Ina after his wife, Tryphena. It's been through many owners. The last owner that was in possession of this vessel before it was going to the museum, his name escapes my tongue, but I believe he's the current CEO of Telstra, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
The vessel has been completely restored back to how it was back in the 1900s as a pleasant cruise ship, a cruise yacht.
I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, isn't she? Look how lovely she is.
I believe it is the only surviving steam yacht of the Edwardian era, so 1900s, to be built in Sydney. So the vessel has been completely restored back to how she looked, and if you are interested, we do high tea cruises on this vessel. All the information can be found on our website at the Australian National Maritime Museum or cemuseum.gov.au or Australian National Maritime Museum.
Perfect. High tea on the Ina sounds lovely.
Oh, it is. Let me tell you, there's nothing better to enjoy than sailing around on Sydney Harbour, dressed for the occasion, enjoying all the Edwardian themed teas,
Absolutely.
lunches.
So you'd need Great Gatsby style clothing and
If you want to go all out, Great Gatsby, bonus points if you got it. Absolutely.
free tea.
Free tea, yeah. And just like as she does always, she still operates as a steam yacht, so she's still coal-fired, she's still steam-powered. She still works as she did, and let me tell you, the guys that restored this vessel have done a superb job of making her look as she did, just coming off the slipway. So if you come with me, I can show you some close-up.
Okay, guys, this is great.
See, you celebrate all the engravings on the windows right there.
Yeah. So that sits above the
So that would be
sleeping
the
quarters or
forward
something.
Sleeping quarters, yep. If you were spending a night on board, so you got
Yep.
forward sleeping quarters down below there.
Look at all the brass.
Oh,
My goodness, there's brass everywhere.
She's spoiled with brass, let me tell you. So that's where we steer the vessel from. You got the up deck.
Yep.
And here you got your kitchen, your galley.
The galley. Yep.
All as it looked, as if she's progressed through the years. So she's got a nice Edwardian era oven there.
Yeah.
Like as you saw, brass everywhere. And right here is her heart. Nice little expansion steam engine. All runs off coal. Still runs off coal until the time it comes to convert it to oil.
Right. And then you can see the back deck up there. It looks
the
lovely.
Water deck right there, exactly the same. Plenty of space for you and your friends to congregate and just have a superb time.
Excellent.
But you'll never find a vessel like this anywhere in Sydney.
Thank you so much for that.
Oh, good. No problem.
I'm going to keep moving because I've got a time limit. But
No
you've been talking to people from all over the world.
Ah, fantastic. I am privileged to be speaking on everyone. And I hope when all this COVID madness ends, we hope to see you here in Sydney. So, yeah, please come
Absolutely.
down. Especially come check us out at the Australian National Maritime Museum.
Great. What was your name?
Boat fixes. My name is Ryan. I'm a volunteer guide for
Thanks,
the museum.
Ryan. Thanks so much for that.
A long time. No worries. Take care, guys.
Have a great day.
See ya.
That was a bit of a treat. How good was that? That was lovely. He did a great job. He said it's dated from the Edwardian era, and it's a Edwardian steam vessel dating from the early 1900s. Okay, we need to get a move on because I've got it's about another 5 or so minute walk to get to where the airships are. Over the other side of the harbour from here, what we're looking at there is the Sea World. It's not called Sea World. What's it called? It's an aquarium, and then there's a Madame Tussauds, and there's a wildlife park. All three of those Sydney, what do you call them? Money making places, sites. This is the Pyrmont Bridge. Sea life. Thank you, Sheila. This is the Pyrmont Bridge, which is no longer a road bridge. That centre section is still a working swing section of the bridge. So it can be turned 90 degrees to the main deck of the bridge so that tall-masted ships can pass through to the end of Darling Harbour here. And that's where the bridge meets the roadway at this end. I'm sorry if I've missed some of your comments. So you've been there, Sheila? I haven't actually been there. Is it a good one? Must give it a try. I'm always a little bit skeptical of some of these places that have really, really big admission charges. When you're living on a small budget, it's hard to justify some of these. So that's it's the south end of the city. So we've got a lot of banks in this area. We've got the Commonwealth Bank, we've got Rabobank, IAG is I think insurance. And that's the top of Centre Point Tower. You can go up there and it's a revolving deck. So you get to go up there and see around the whole of the city. The W building, which is still under construction, is a hotel, part of the Marriott Group. And over here we've got the Sofitel. What we're walking past on our right is another dining precinct, but it seems to be closed down. COVID has had a huge impact on entertainment and hospitality in the city centre. Over here we've got a Ferris wheel. Perhaps another time I might even incorporate that into the tour. But this is the last opportunity that we're going to have to see the airship orchestra. This is a well-known restaurant, Bluefish seafood restaurant, with a great outdoor dining area. And over on our right here, just above, oh no, it's a bit further up, sorry. Speaking too soon. There's a Hard Rock Cafe up here. There we go. Let's follow one of these carriages up the top. Sorry, Melanie, did I miss a question? Oh, yes, thanks, Jackie. Thanks for doing that. I had to ask him. I couldn't find an information board on that one. So this is the Harbourside precinct. More eateries, bars. Usually this place would be full of people. What a gorgeous day. So there's the Hard Rock Cafe. It's the last one at the end of the line, just coming into view now. And just beyond that is the International Convention Centre, where they have big exhibitions. Dana, I don't know the temp, but I suspect it's in the high 20s. It hasn't been real hot this summer, but it's been very humid, which makes it feel very hot and very subtropical. It's an interesting installation in the corner of the harbour over here. I think it's called Macrocosm. They're inflatables. They can be lit up at night. They're very cute. We'll get closer so you can get an interesting postcard of them. And over here, we're getting ready now for Lunar New Year. So there's going to be some activities around this precinct along the Lunar New Year theme from Monday, I think. So that's for that. So over here, you can hire these little pedal boats and get in close to see this exhibit, one of the exhibits for the Festival of Sydney. Ooh, these are big steps. More seats than steps. Seagull on a pole. Oh, there's a speaker here. He's not sure. Should I? No, he's not staying. He's going. Here we go. So I'll give you a number of still shots of these interesting objects floating in the harbour. It's really just an art installation. $81. There we go. Thanks, Ahsoka. Thank you for that. So the Festival of Sydney runs right through January. There's a whole host of events that happen right across the city. Some of them are free, like this one here, and some of them come with an admission charge. Anyone who was on my tour with the ice block, the woman dancing on the ice block at the Sydney Opera House, that was part of the Festival of Sydney and, of course, a free event. And the one we're on our way to see right now is also one of the free events, but it all finishes up this weekend. Hi, Ellen. That's okay. We forgive you. There we go. And another shot over the Darling Harbour area. Okay. Yeah, boy, pedal boats. Does anyone want to know about the pedal boats? You can scan that and find out more. Pretty sure it just tells you how much it costs. I'm going to go up this way because the steps are a bit easier here. So yes, the name of that exhibit is Macrocosm. It finishes on Sunday. And there is a QR code if anyone is interested in more information. That's a good question, Rhonda. I actually don't know. I used to live in the Blue Mountains, so I didn't actually come down to Sydney very often. It's been here as long as I remember. I've only lived down in Sydney again for 3 years. The whole of this area has been gradually being redeveloped. Gosh, over the last 20 years, I guess. We're walking under the motorway here. Okay, we're running a little bit short on time. I hope some of you don't mind hanging on for a few minutes right at the end. So this area is called Tumbalong Park. Darling Harbour was originally known as Cockle Bay by the first arrivals. The reason for that was that it was an area where the local Indigenous people would discard their shellfish. So things like oyster shells and mussel shells were discarded in huge mounds because it had been happening for many years, of course. When the new settlers arrived, it was a great source of lime for the lime kilns used in the construction of the early buildings. This is a great fun place for kids just to splash around in, especially on a day like today. Now we're heading towards the airships now. In fact, there's a promotion for it. What it looks like it's gone. What it looks like at night. Next to the Chinese lanterns in readiness for Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year. So the airships are just starting to come into view over there in the background. I really hope that they'll let me in without having to scan the QR code because it's on this phone, my scan app. They let me in last time. I begged them. I said, "Can I sign in manually?" No. Oh, yeah, and very recent ones at that. It's for the it's a COVID safety thing. So you log where you go. If there's an outbreak, it's you get a notification. It's all very tedious. Okay, can you hear them? If nothing else, we can film from here if I can't go in. If you're able to stay with me later, the Chinese gardens are literally just there behind that sail. I'll put my mask on, at least show them that I'm committed. Hello. Do you have a way of manually signing in?
No.
Because my scan app's on this and I'm doing a live stream right now. You say hello to 50 people from all around the world?
Don't tell anybody I let you in, alright?
Thank you so much.
Don't put it on the live stream.
I didn't put you on, no.
No, good.
Sweet talker, Leonardo. All right, let's just be quiet and enjoy. They have proximity sensors, so that when you approach them, they start playing music. Well, this is where the tour ends, everybody. I'm just going to finish up by walking around slowly. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yes, Helen, we started at the ships and this is where we finish, at the airships. This is the last day for the airships, and I will do more tours of the tall ships. So keep an eye out for those. It'll obviously be a tour in a different form because the airships is finishing up today. So this is the display that's part of the Festival of Sydney. Thanks, Kerry. Thanks, Casey. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I get a view with the city skyline in the background. My glasses are fogging up. Thanks, Anna Marie. My glasses are fogging up. I'm having trouble seeing the chat. And the sun's glare on the screen as well. All right. Okay. All right. You don't want to see my face to finish, do you? I suppose I better just quickly say bye-bye and then I'm going to go back for final panning out view. Thanks everyone so much. Join me in a little while in the Chinese gardens in about half an hour. And thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Feel free to follow me, which is up that side, I think, or is it that side? Anyway, one of those buttons up there if you want to follow my channel. And see you again on another tour. Thank you.